I want to start off the video by saying women lie and men lie. And not often, but children lie too. But what I love about sports is numbers do not lie. And we're actually gonna take a look at some numbers. We're gonna play a little game called Which Player Would You Draft? I'm not gonna put their names up. We're gonna have player A, B, and C, and we're gonna look at their numbers. All right, so starting off with player A, he scored 19, and this is all this year's stats, 19.1 points, 3.7 assists, 6.1 rebounds, shot 45.5% from the field and 36.6% from three, okay? Got it? Player B, 14.1 points, 5.4 rebounds, shot 53% from the field and 43% from three. All right, not bad, awesome, moving on. Player C. Player C averaged 27.2 points, 8.9 rebounds, 1.8 blocks, 1.4 steals, shot 62.5% from the field and 48.8% from three. And so now I'm gonna ask you guys, out of any of these players, which one would you pick? And no, this is not a trick question. You guys are probably like, well, obviously player C, right? Well, not so obvious. What if I told you player A was Cade Cunningham out of Oklahoma State, the projected #1 overall pick from the draft? What if player B was Jalen Suggs, the #2 projected overall for this draft? And what if player C was Luka Garza, who's projected to go into early to late second round of the NBA draft? And he's actually gonna be the topic of today's video. So I'm not gonna by any means say he's gonna be the best player in the country, but I am here to argue that he is criminally underrated, and a lot of teams are gonna pass up on a very good player. Luka Garza is a senior center at the University of Iowa. He is 6'11", 265 pounds, and wildly talented. He's definitely not in the boat of guys where he has to grow into his body. He's super built, and if anything, he needs to lose a little bit of weight to gain some more mobility, if that becomes an issue. We've seen that with a lot of people, but we see a lot of young players going to the NBA, and they just don't have the frame. This guy is NBA body ready. So the first thing that stands out to me about Garza is he understands the game of basketball, and if you just watch any of his games, any of the highlights, you'll definitely be able to tell. And it's the little things that really matter. He knows how to position his body to get the ball. If he wants the ball in the low block, he's gonna put his body in the perfect position to be able to, for you to give him an open pass. In the high block, and he is absolutely can torch people with his footwork. He actually reminds me of like an opposite Marvin Bagley. I was not huge on Bagley coming into the draft because Bagley is all athleticism. He's very poor with his offhand. He doesn't have much touch around the rim, and his footwork is less than desirable. And I think Luka Garza is the complete opposite. He thrives in all those other things, and he just doesn't have that much athleticism. Very quickly, if you guys enjoy daily NBA content, make sure to comment and subscribe. It really helps the channel out a lot. And yes, I'm counting this as NBA content because I'm talking about a college player because of his draft stock in the NBA. So give me some slack. All right, back to the video. Luka Garza is so fundamentally sound, and he has an amazing shot. It's so smooth, and he's shown to be able to shoot it off a catch and shoot, and he can shoot it off the bounce too, which is impressive for a big man. So why is he being classified as a bench player or a role player in the league and projected to go in the second round? Well, people keep writing about his mobility and lack of athleticism, and they said it's gonna really hurt him on the defensive end. The first thing that comes to my mind is Jokic, who looks more like a tall plumber than a top 10 player in the NBA. Jokic's gifts on offense and his sound footwork allow him to be wildly successful in the league, where he lacks a lot of athleticism and he looks kind of pudgy around on the court, but he absolutely cooks the most athletic people in the world. And Garza is coming to a league with a jump shot that already looks better than Jokic's. He's shooting at some point in the year, he was shooting like 62% from three-point land, and we've even seen Luka Garza hit a few step-back three-pointers, which literally made me go off my seat. I have not seen a 6'11", 265-pound player hit a step-back three in a while. And personally, to me, Garza's everything you'd want in a center in the NBA today. He's tall, he's big, he sets good screens, he protects the paint. He's not super mobile or agile, but what we've seen Jokic do is he's just able to stay in front of the guy, and he's 6'11" and very long, so he has been able to protect the paint pretty well in college. But most importantly, he can space the floor. We see teams that can space the floor. This creates advantages everywhere. There's the help on defense and so much harder. Pick and roll, pick and pop is such a deadly combination. It can give defenses nightmares. So you're not able to fully help off if you have to stay back with the center. And if you're pressed up on the center, they'll be able to slip right behind them. If you watch basketball and you see teams like the Nuggets, the Lakers, the 76ers, the Celtics, they run this to perfection, and it's almost impossible to stop, but it's just so simple. simple. And it all starts with having a center that can space the floor. And I think a lot of teams are going to be disappointed with their pick when they see what Luka Garza can turn into, what I believe he can turn into in a few years. Comment down below what you think of Luka Garza, if you've even ever heard of him. I think he could win Big Ten Player of the Year again. I believe he won the award last year. But comment down below if there's anyone else that you think is criminally underrated. This was so much fun to do. I love looking at young talent and seeing what the future of the NBA looks like. I'm super high on them. Let me know if you have any concerns, and I will see you all next time. Thanks so much for tuning in. Peace!